Salmon, aka Diz, and this is the Force Always. Force Friday 2017, that's Force Friday 2 2017 is here. On my hoodie, this is the show, Force Always, Melbourne, Australia, coming at you. Subscribe to this channel for more Star Wars news, views, reviews and interviews. At any time, it's for free to subscribe. Press the notifications, you'll get a reminder every time I drop a video. Anyway, so let's get into the news. Force Friday 2 is hitting around the world, and we've had it here for over 16 hours now into the Force Friday. I've checked out many outlets today, more on what I thought and the outlets, things like that, later on in the show. To more news, no Blu-ray or DVD for Season 3 Rebels has been released here in Australia. You can get it in America, and you can actually check out some of the behind-the-scenes footage on StarWars.com, just to hold you over until the release here, if you're here in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, that is. Sydney may have got it, but I'm sure not. But anyway, so to more news, Mark Hamill has graced the cover of another magazine, this time in Hungary. That's Hungary, the country. Looking very rustic, very sleek, in a sort of darkened Jedi outfit. Check that one out. So that's pretty much the news this time around, and it was because it was a couple of days ago I spoke to you guys last. So let's get into some views. Whilst checking out Force Friday 2, products in my local area, I'm getting to know that Paige and Rose, which are, I assume, sisters, they're both of an Asian background, and I'm getting the idea that they're going to be split in this movie, somehow split. Now, I'm running into some spoiler territory here, possibly. This is just views, as not predictions. Views is just my story ideas, just to let you know. Views on Paige and Rose, two characters in The Last Jedi. They're two sisters. And when I was thinking, if they do get split, which is the rumors are saying that's the deal, if they do get split, it'd be great that one goes to the dark side, or is, sort of darkened, and the other one is for the light, or going to the light side. But it'd be interesting if one died and then the other needs to fight her inner demons in revenge. It'd be a great side story to The Last Jedi, and be a type of story that could be interesting enough to really see the outcome of that. I would love to see sort of a real, holding back revenge feel from one of these girls if the other one died. It would just create such an emotional side story to The Last Jedi, and that's what I would like to see. So just sort of noticing that in some of the toys I've seen today in the Force Friday 2 selections, I've noticed that one is rolling with Finn, and the other one is rolling with a whole lot of group of Resistance. That's Resistance people. That's the whole sort of crew in the latest Star Wars series. We've got the Resistance versus the First Order, good versus bad, in other words. But yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see some sort of revenge maybe happen, but I'd like to see the person maybe fight the inner demons of herself about holding back in carrying out revenge. That would be a great story inclusion. So that's views this time around. Let's get into reviews. This is the big one. Now, this review was Force Friday 2 2017. This is the review from where I live, Melbourne, Australia. It's at the bottom, right there. See, right there. Melbourne, Australia. We didn't have any midnight launch. Besides, at the last moment I got to realize there's a retailer here, Zing. It's called Zing. Zing was the only place having a midnight launch for Force Friday 2 products. Included a lot of The Last Jedi stuff. Probably had the best range of different type of stuff. Some good Funko things if you're into that. A great double packs of things. Especially one that had Praetorian Guard and Rey as a double pack. That was great. It's probably the only figure around at the moment that you can get as a Praetorian Guard, unless you get a Black Series. Some of the Funkos, as I was saying, were really good. You got DJ, and you got even some unknown droids that we're yet to find out more about. The other retailers, I went to Big W here. It's a place called Big W. I went to Kmart. I went to Target. They were doing last minute setups. I'm talking in the last 5 minutes. One of the retailers here, shockingly, in the biggest shopping centre, I won't name the actual retailer, but one of the retailers in the biggest shopping centre in the southern hemisphere, that's what it's known as, was setting up their display, their presentation for The Last Jedi, Force Friday 2, in the last 5 minutes before open. Absolutely disgraceful. And the display was, all it was just a fold-out poster, and it was in front of some sort of girls type of toy range. It just looked uninviting. It just looked like it was just so quickly put together. Even if you didn't see these people put it together, it was, I could not believe my eyes. When I went into this particular retailer, it had a good range of things, but very small sized good range of things. Nothing great, nothing unique, just sort of your basics, classic figures, Black Series type figures, some Porg, plushies, things like this. Nothing of great interest, but it was just passable, not even that. The presentation generally from the Force Friday 2 here in Melbourne, Australia, I'm going to give it 3 out of 10. It was just so lacking in just inspirational ideas. The variety, I will give 2 out of 10. It was just really flat. Obviously, Disney has wanted to put certain things out before other things, like they obviously know the droids and aliens sell better, so they put the other ones out first, which is, you know, understandable, fair enough. But there was just, for fans, the hardcore Star Wars fans who come out to these Force Friday things, for me it was quite underwhelming. It wasn't disappointing to the point of 0 out of 10, but boy, if you didn't go there with anyone that you liked as a friend that loves Star Wars so much, I got to meet some people today that I'd never met before, 40-old grown men. I mean, that was pretty much the demographic at the lining up areas of these particular retailers at 7 a.m. this morning. And there was not much of a queue, but, you know, it's fair to say to these retailers who opened at 7 a.m. rather than midnight, that their turnout was pretty woeful in itself. So I understand, but the setup presentation was just, you know, not really exciting. It doesn't really invite me to come back to see these things at 7 o'clock in the morning or at midnight. It just needs to be some sort of celebration feel than just a quickly put together fold out poster and a small range of things. I just thought, oh my God. Even the person that I never met before today, his name was Sean, great guy, you know, similar age to myself. He had a similar view. And we were just like, oh my God, this is underwhelming. But, you know, we still had a bit of fun, you know, talking about experiences in Star Wars and storylines and things like this. And but I just think it was badly put together. I don't know what it was like for the rest of the world. I'd be interested in your comments if you want to pass on any comments of how your experience was. But here in Melbourne, Australia, in the biggest shopping centre in the world, of the southern hemisphere that is, Chadstone, the many retailers there were setting up in the last minute, and it were very small presentations. Very small presentations. They had all these outlets had Lego as the main feature, and it was great. I mean, I like Lego, but I'm not. This is not what's going to drive me, especially in every single location. Anyway, so generally, I'm going to sort of have a general Melbourne, Australia, Force Friday 2, 2017 rating out of 10. I'm going to give it 3 out of 10. Anyway, but to add to my review, one of the things I bought today, which I'll just get if you hold on. I actually bought for the first time in my life. I'm not a Funko type of guy, but it's okay. But this particular guy interests me. This is a BB resistance unit. The BB resistance unit. Obviously it looks like BB-8, but with its head sort of chopped off a little, if you can sort of see. I just thought it was unique. I thought it was very Star Wars, very dirty and futuristic, and it looked good. That was the highlight of my day. This particular Funko and particular figure or character, I would give this a good 7 out of 10. So this one here, I just thought, check that one out. If you can get that one, it's number 211. It's a Funko. There's it up close. They're a bit up close for you. And yeah, check those ones out if you can, wherever you can buy your Star Wars products. Just put this down. I'm back. So let's get into the interviews. It's another 2Q, which means 2 questions I'll ask myself for you guys and even answer for myself. What does Force Friday need to be successful on the Force Friday day? A great presentation, an upfront shop front presentation, variety of merchandise, and some exclusives, and possibly, if they can really afford it, is just a giveaway, some free giveaway to the people who turn up there at midnight or 7 a.m. or whatever ungodly hour, just to sort of say, man, here is something for you for the effort you've made to be there because you're a die-hard fan. That's what Force Friday needs. That may have happened in your particular area, in your particular part of the world, but here in Melbourne, Australia, zero, as I would say. So that's what it needs. Front of the store, a nice display that's been built, with some sort of care, and some sort of free gift. Zing did that, but the other retailers that are bigger retailers than Zing gave nothing but small, dwindling presentations that just looked like it was sitting on top of a table and that was it. Big retailers, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Anyway, so that's the first question. The second question: what was the best Force Friday 2 2017 product? Well, the one I bought is, I just showed you, this one here, this Funko sort of, BB resistance unit. I thought that was great. But also at that retailer Zing, there was a particular double pack that was really good. And it was only available, from what I can tell, at Zing, because I went to many places today for Force Friday 2. It was a double pack of Rey the character and a Praetorian Guard together, and I thought that just was great. I finally could get a Praetorian Guard as a figure, and it really sort of probably gives a little bit away about what happens. Obviously Rey is going to come against one of these Praetorian Guards, but it's just a nice little pack. I'll show that another time as a review. But it was just, you know, one of the highlights in one of the best Force Friday products. It was just something that was, you know, really unique for the fans, because for the Star Wars fans, we want something original, we want something unique and hard to get. And when I went to Zing, I actually had to ask, do you have any of those double packs left? The guy went to the back, scurrying around, found it. After about 10 minutes, I was happy to wait, and found it, and I was very appreciative of that. Zing, you know, were outstanding compared to the whole Force Friday sort of thing today. And yeah, so that was that product, which I'll review in a later episode coming up. And that particular Funko, which is a BB resistance unit, was the best of today. Nothing uniquely blowing the mind sort of thing, but it was still good. I mean, it's really hard to top the Force Awakens, some of the product lines there. I mean, we had a BB-8 Sphero unit that was like, how the hell does this work? And it rolls on a ball. At that time, it was amazing. But you know, nothing crazily unique this time, but sort of a rehash sort of feel of products we already know. The only thing I'll add is, that's the answer to the question, the best thing was that unit, the BB-8 resistance unit and the Praetorian Guard Rey double pack. But I will say that the figures, the classic figures, look smaller, they are smaller, but they still actually come off very well. They're very detailed, very nice. Anyway, this has been quite an episode this time around for The Force Always. Just remember to subscribe, like, share the video, whatever you like to do. I'm here weekly and I'll keep rocking for you. That's right. Until next time, keep rocking.